Welcome back to my channel, you guys. So today I wanted to talk about deciding that things will happen for you instead of hoping that they will and kind of sitting there and, just waiting for things to happen, I think everyone likes the idea of like something is just randomly gonna happen to us. Like we're gonna post one video and we're gonna be famous. Do you know what I mean? And that video just happened to get like 20 million views, or we're gonna audition for something one time and next thing you know, you're like booked or something. Like next thing you know, you're like in a Marvel movie. Do you know what I mean? Or that we're gonna release like one song and next thing we know, we're gonna be like Beyonce. Do you know what I mean? Or like we're gonna do like literally the bare minimum and something is just gonna happen for us and people are gonna be like, oh my god, like hidden gem, like you're so amazing, like and then we're gonna become like famous or something. Or that like you're gonna be like in college like taking a test and they find out that you're like smarter than everyone else and like they like you like graduate in a week or something. I don't know, like that's why certain people get hated on. Like on social media, when other people have like a lot of success kind of overnight, a lot of people don't like that because I think that deep down they're like, why isn't that me? And that happens sometimes. I think someone I can think of is like Charlie D'Amelio or like Bella Porsche. Sometimes you post one video and your life has changed forever, right? Sometimes things just accidentally happen or happen overnight, but that doesn't really happen. You know what I mean? Like that's super rare, And for you to sit around, waiting for that to happen to you, it just doesn't make sense to me. Look, y'all, it makes more sense to, go after your goals and your dreams with intention and doing things on purpose so that you know that something is going to happen for you so that you don't sit around, waiting for things to happen or hoping for things to happen. I think that we all have like a favorite celebrity or certain celebrities that we like, right? I think that you should look up, certain people. If you really do some digging, you guys, you're going to find out that like a lot of these celebrities or it could be anyone like YouTubers or certain people that you like or people who are in sports or like gymnastics, I don't know, something like that. You're gonna find out that like a lot of things did not happen by accident. Like people planned for certain things to happen over the course of many, many years. And they've been, working towards their goals since they were like a child. You're gonna find out that like a lot of things don't just happen to people. Like people like have their eyes set on their goal for years and years and years, and they work like super hard to get something to happen to them. It's not, just random. So your chance of like success is gonna go up way more if you are intentional with what you're doing and if you decide that something is going to happen for you or that you are going to achieve a certain goal versus, just sitting there like hoping that, maybe one day this will happen for me. Because you guys, when you are like actively like, this will happen for me, you actually start to make a plan. Like you start to do like a checklist of like what you have to do in order to achieve a certain goal. You're gonna be working a lot harder and you're gonna be making progress a lot faster because you're constantly thinking of ways like, how can I achieve this goal? How can I get closer to my goal? What are some things that I can do to accomplish this goal? Versus kind of sitting there and being like really wishy-washy and being like, okay, like, I did this one thing. I don't even know. I guess I'll wait to see if, something comes from that. And then you forget about it and then you come back to it a few months later and you're like, oh, I guess I could do something else. It's a lot of like, waiting, procrastinating. It's a lot of like, just waiting for something to happen versus making something happen. So your chances of success are going to go up if you basically decide that you are going to make something happen for yourself. You are going to make sure something happens versus, you know, oh, well, I hope that this happens for me. No, like, like when you are very, you know, decisive and determined and you're like, I don't care, you know, what it's gonna take. I'm going to have this and I'm gonna make sure that this happens. Then that is when you start to see like real progress. Even if it's like, you know, even if it doesn't happen overnight, I'm telling you, you're gonna see more progress versus if you just like, you know, hope that something's gonna happen for you. I think that hope is, you know, it's important. It's important to have, you know, that feeling of like something could, you know, your life could be better than what it is. But you guys, hope is an emotion. Okay, it's really like just a overall feeling. It's not really anything concrete. It is not actually, it's not like movement. Do you know what I'm saying? Hope is, I feel like, you standing still and just feeling hope. You know what I mean? It's just a feeling. But you actually moving your body and going out and doing things to make something happen, that is like movement, you know, that is progress. And when you do that, you don't need to hope that something's gonna happen, because you know it will. Because you're like, I don't hope anything. Like, I don't hope that this is gonna happen for me. I know it will, because of what I'm gonna do about it. Excuse me? Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's the difference. It's like, one is like kind of like this mystical, like one day or maybe, and the other one is, you know, like a certainty. It's like, no, like I am, like, this will happen. I don't have to hope, like this will happen. So look, you know, like I said, you guys, doing this is super effective. And I know that we all have, you know, goals. I don't know why I said it like that, goals. I know that we all have goals in life. I know that a lot of us, you know, want certain things to happen for ourselves. And well, guess what? Those things are going to happen for you if you, you know, decide that it will. So let's say, you know, we're in February of 2025 right now, you guys. We're still pretty early in the year. And I think at this point, you know, a lot of people, you know, have given up on their goals for this year because it just, you know, you get tired or you just feel like, I don't know if this is gonna happen for me. Well, why don't you try, you know, instead of hoping that I'm just gonna give an example about losing weight, because I feel like that's a really common one that, or in general, like getting in shape, you know what I mean? Because some people also want to gain weight. So just like getting in shape in general, even if you've had a bad start to the year, I feel like if you literally right now say, instead of saying, oh, I hope, you know, by the end of this year I can get in shape, instead of saying, I hope, you know, tell yourself, okay, I don't care about what's happened in January. I don't care about what happened in February. I'm focused on what's happening right now. And I don't care what day it is. I still have a bunch of time left in this year. I have 10 months left. I will get in shape by the end of this year. And if I don't, I'm gonna die. How about that? Like, like you have to be at that level of like if this doesn't happen for me, something bad is gonna happen. How about that? Like my way or the highway type mentality. Like, you know, when your parents were like telling you to do something and they kind of give you that look of like, if you don't stop making noise, or if you don't do this, or if you don't, you know, get your grades up, they kind of like give you this look of like, you know, it's either you do better or we're gonna have problems. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have that energy with yourself. You have to be like, okay, well, if I can't make this happen, we're gonna have problems. It's not I hope, like basically, y'all, I know a lot of us have, you know, like softer personalities, right? Or we're just not that intense. But I think deep down we all can find that intensity within ourselves to be like, actually, no, like if I don't make this happen, you know, we're gonna have issues. And literally, if you go in the mirror and tell yourself that, like y'all have done that before. I've literally, sometimes I'll like, I remember, I think I left myself a voice note literally being like roasting myself and being like, okay, well, if you don't make this happen, like, you're a loser. You might as well give up on your life. And yeah, and you're an idiot. And well, guess what? If you can't make this happen now, it's never gonna happen. How does it feel to be a loser bitch, a loser bum? How does it feel? Like sometimes you need to reach that level of that level where you're like, I'm done. Like, I'm really done. Like, when you have to reach that mentality, and you can have that mentality today, you guys. You don't have to wait, until you have year after year of disappointment. You can have, that is something that you can create for yourself, that like that mentality of like, I'm being a loser because I'm making excuses and I'm done. Like, I'm done waiting for people. I'm done waiting for certain things to happen. I'm done pretending like, I don't know, like something's magically gonna happen in my sleep or something. Like, I know what I need to do and I'm gonna do it in order to get what needs to be done. Because y'all, we do know what we have to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can lie to yourself and you can say, I don't understand why this isn't happening for me. You're a freaking liar. Yes, you do. Like, we all do. You know what I mean? It's like with that getting in shape thing. If you're not eating super clean or working out, right? Or getting enough sleep, drinking water, you can't tell yourself you just don't know what's happening. Like, are you dumb? Yeah, you do. Like, what are you talking about? Like, for the majority of people, it is just like eating better, exercising, getting enough sleep. So yeah, don't say you don't know what's going on when you do. When you know that you're not actually even doing those things. Or if you want to post videos, right? You guys, I think when I first started posting videos, I posted videos like every once in a couple months, and it was like really difficult for me. I was like not good at editing. It felt like I was doing a lot, even though I wasn't. I just felt like it was like so much, like it was really hard to post videos all the time. But, I couldn't complain because I knew that I wasn't posting enough. Like, what am I going to complain about? Like, you can't complain that, like, no one's watching your videos when you don't have videos to watch. What do you mean? Like, no one's, like, yeah. I mean, what are they going to watch? Like, it's like, y'all, you have to have that mentality of like, like, are you dumb? Like, like, tell yourself, are you dumb? I mean, am I dumb? Because you, like, when you reach that level of no, like, I'm done. I'm gonna make this happen. And I know what I need to do. Because I'm not an idiot. I'm not that dumb. I know what I have to do in order for this to happen. And so, y'all, what really helps me is I love social media, you guys, because you can see that other people are working harder than you. And that is why they are achieving the goal that you want to achieve, because they are working harder than you. And so you guys have the same goal and you are looking at their page, you're getting all jealous. You even want to leave a hate comment. You're like, oh, I can't believe like, this person is the same age as me and they're doing the things that I wanted to be doing. Well, I mean, that could be you. Hello, like that could be you, but you're just waiting around hoping that something's gonna happen for you. So look, y'all, not everyone's journey is the same. I'm not saying that, things are super easy. And I know that we all have our own challenges in life. And maybe other people have, a really great family. Maybe they come from a family with money. Maybe they, have something that you don't. You don't know. But, either way, focusing on those things and focusing on how life is unfair, blah, 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 that's not going to get you closer to your goal, because life is unfair. And yeah, a lot of things are unfair and it is messed up. And it makes me upset, but it doesn't change the reality of the situation. It doesn't change the fact, like, even if you have to work harder than someone else to achieve your goal, then work harder than them. There you go. Like, there's the answer. And I know it's messed up. Like, no one, y'all, I don't even want to hear that, right? Like, and y'all, this is so much easier said than done. Cause even me would cause when you're working full time and you have other responsibilities, things are so expensive and you're trying to pay your rent and you're just tired all the time. It's difficult to, achieve your goals, because especially if you don't have people supporting you, you're like alone in life, right? It's difficult to do. It's difficult to, motivate yourself and be like, no, I just gotta push myself. It's difficult when you're burnt out, when you're tired, and when you have like no one to fall back on. But it isn't impossible. You know what I mean? Because y'all, the older you get, the less excuses you have, because when you're like in your 20s or 30s, people are not gonna, really sympathize with you. Especially when I feel like the older you are, like 30s, 40s, 50s, people are not gonna say, oh, poor you, because of the way you grew up or because of this or that. People are gonna look at you and be like, you're an adult, so figure it out. I don't know. Like when you're younger, it's like, okay, yeah, like I think people just in general, sympathize with that. And it's like, yeah, that's, a tough situation. But at a certain point, it's like, figure it out. That's just how the world is, you guys. Like, that's the world we live in. Like, for a lot of people, life is fucking sucks and it's really hard and it's not, fair and it's not easy. But when you consistently work on things, you guys, like work towards your goal, I promise you can achieve it. And I don't think I need to say this, you guys, because there are so many people throughout like history. It could be like historical figures, it could be celebrities, it could be people, in real life who, like, even if it took them years, they worked really hard and eventually like made a better life for themselves. Even if it took a really long time and even if it was like really difficult, because they decided that they were gonna have a better life. And it's unfair, you guys. I'm not trying to say this like I don't know, like I don't sympathize or, like I've, don't understand. Like, it is unfair that some people have to work a million times harder than someone else. It is unfair that someone was born with like no resources and no help and no family. It's unfair. But it doesn't mean that you can't still decide to make a better life for yourself or to achieve a certain goal. Literally, like I'm telling y'all, like y'all, I don't think I need to give a specific example because there are so many people who've already proved this to be true, and so when you actively decide, I am going to make this happen for myself, your mind, I'm sure you'll have heard this before on maybe social media or something, but it's true. Because I've even experienced this with myself, you guys. Like, your mind will start to think of ways of like, how can I, make this happen? Like, say you want to like, you need to pay your rent and, you don't know how it's going to happen. You don't know how you're going to make that money. When you're like actively like, no, I need to make this rent. Like, I need to make this happen. Your mind literally starts to think of ways like, and you start to remember things that you didn't remember before. Like, oh, there's this person that wanted me to watch their dog or mow their lawn. Or there's this, job that I saw that they were hiring, or, I forgot about like DoorDash, like I can also do that. Like, your mind literally starts to work of like, how can I make money? Like, how can I do this? I feel like that's just like one example, but like, there's so many examples of like, when you're in that tight spot, right? Where you have that pressure where you're like, I need to make this happen. Like, you start to think of ways to make something happen. And when you decide like, no, this is going to happen for me, you start to automatically think of ways. So that's why I think it makes more sense too. And I don't want y'all to have to be in a place of like where you're pressured, where your life is on the line, where you're worried. I think it makes more sense to plan ahead and like decide that certain things are going to happen for you ahead of time. Even though even if your life is going good, even if you don't have to do that, if you are like, no, I'm going to decide that I'm going to accomplish this goal, like even years ahead, that's going to put you in a great spot because you're going to have all this time to get something done. And you're going to automatically be thinking, like I said, like, how can I make this happen for myself? How can I, create opportunities for myself? How can I, even if I try and fail, what are more ways that I can try to make something happen? So with this, I think it's a lot of like this mentality of like, be resilient, keep pushing yourself and keep trying to figure out ways to make something happen for yourself. So yeah, I think this is like a decision. You know what I mean? This is not something that has to happen randomly. It can be something that you decide to do. in your life. Like you actively decide. I feel like having that intention, right, of being very intentional and deciding is super powerful. And I think that we should all, you know, do that, even if it's something, you know, small, even if it's in something small, like I'm going to decide to, you know, get up earlier in the morning. I'm going to decide to, you know, meditate every day instead of hoping that I'll get, you know, extra time throughout the day to meditate and being all, you know, wishy-washy about it. I'm going to actively decide to wake up earlier so that I can meditate, so that I can maybe get a quick workout in, maybe make my breakfast so that I can, you know, eat healthier, something like that. Okay, my leg fell asleep. Okay, my leg fell asleep and I think y'all get the point. I think y'all get the point of what I was trying to say. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this information motivated you in some way. And you know, y'all, I'm not trying to sound like, I feel like I'm yelling. Like I'm not trying to yell or sound like upset or like, I'm not trying to sound like, you know, like I'm trying to be mean. You know what I mean? I think that sometimes when I'm filming these videos, I just like really get in the groove of like what I'm saying. But yeah, anyways, you guys, oh my God, my leg really hurts. Okay, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, you know, leave a comment, you know, like the video, whatever you guys want to do. I'm also on other, you know, social media platforms if you want to follow me, TikTok, Instagram, something like that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.